Today we're buying a trading account with Finotive Funding. Let's have a quick look through them, see what they're all about. So it says here on the website they've been running for over 4 years now. Paid out $19 million in payouts, 50,000 verified users at least. They have a little video here, 5-minute introduction video. I've watched it, it's quite good, it's alright. Quite informative. The guy's pretty good in it. What options do they have? At Finotive Funding, they have 2-stage and a 1-stage over here on this side. You can choose from anywhere from $2,500 up to $200,000. Obviously, price varies depending on the account size. This is the 2-stage. Let's have a look at the 10K 2-stage. 10K 2-stage is $51.80 for some reason. They have 5% daily drawdown, 10% maximum drawdown, so that's fine as well. They have maximum instrument risk, which is quite interesting to be displayed on these stats here. So that's nice to see, nice and clearly. You can risk a maximum of 5% and a maximum of 2.5% per instrument. So that's quite good that they've got that nice and clear there. A lot of companies will have limitations like 2% maximum per instrument, but not clearly shown on this part of the setup. So it's nice to see. Profit targets are very reasonable. 7.5% for phase 1, 5% for phase 2, 100-to-1 account leverage, and a 75% profit share. So actually that all sounds pretty good, to be fair. They also have a 1-stage should you not wish to do both stages. So again, 10K here is $69.30. That's a reasonable price for a 10K account. This time, your drawdown's a little bit less, your target's a little bit more, as you'd expect, because it's only a 1-stage account. So your daily drawdown is 4%, your maximum drawdown is 8%. When it comes to the risk per instruments, you got 4% total and 2% per instrument. The profit targets this time are 10%, but remember it's only 1-stage, whereas the 2-stage was 7.5%, followed by a 5%, which is obviously 12.5%. So you only need to make 10% once on this one here. The leverage drops down to 50-to-1. Again, that's fine, not a problem. Profit share is still at 75%. They also have an instant funding option, again with 2 choices. You have standard and aggressive. Let's have a look at the equivalent 10K on there. So the 10K instant funding on the standard, your daily drawdown max is 3.5%. Your daily drawdown limit is 3.5%, and your maximum drawdown is 7%. Again, your instrument risks are 3.5% total and 2.5% per instrument. Leverage drops again down to 33-to-1, which is still fine. Profit share drops down to 60%. Again, a little bit low, but it's okay still. That's on the standard version. The 10K instant on the standard version is $223.30. There's also an aggressive version on the 10K for $490. Selecting the aggressive instant funding increases your daily drawdown limit, your maximum drawdown limit, and your risk per instruments goes up. Your leverage drops down slightly to 25-to-1. Profit share increases to 65%, whereas the standard was 60%. Finotive also have what they call Finotive Pro. Again, 2 options. There's 2-stage and a 1-stage. Trading balances here are between 50,000 and 200,000. So as you can see, we're moving up the scale here. And the minimum here is 50,000. On the 2-stage is $328.30. Your daily drawdown is 5%. Your maximum drawdown is 10%. Your risk per instrument is 5% total and 3.5% per instrument. Profit targets for the 2-phase account is 7.5%, followed by a 5%. It's the same as the 2-phase account on the 10K previously. The account leverage is increased to 100-to-1. Profit share ranges from 75% to 100%, and you get something called a monthly salary. They have a 1-stage version of Finotive Pro also. Price difference doesn't change much. It goes up to $359.80. Daily drawdown and max drawdown changes, and your risk per instrument drops a little bit. Daily drawdown limit is 4%. Your max drawdown is 8%. Your instrument risk is 4% total and 2.75% per instrument. You need to make 10% profit target. Account leverage is 50-to-1. Again, profit share ranges from 75 to 100%, and you get a $500 monthly salary. If you're starting out or intermediate, I definitely choose one of the first two options. For me, the 10K one-stage account for $69 is a bargain. The requirements are pretty good on that also. If you want a little bit more drawdown, a bit more leeway, the two-stage account is a little bit better here, where it's 10% maximum drawdown and only 7.5% target, followed by 5% target. That could be a good choice also. A little bit cheaper at $51.80 as well. So which account am I going to go for? That is the question. It's going to be a 10K. Choice is one stage or two stage. So for me, I'm going to go for the 10K one stage account, $69.30. It was offering a 25% discount for first time accounts. Let's see if that works. So when you click through, you're taken to this screen here. So it looks like those prices that they had displayed was with the Independence Day 30% discount. So it's normally $99 for this 10K account. It's actually $69.30. That explains the slightly odd prices because they're knocking off 30%. So we're going for the challenge account here. We're going to trade it in US dollars. We're going one stage and we've selected the 10K. You can pay an extra $42 to have no overnight swaps or interest fees. I'm an intraday trader, so that doesn't really interest me. Enter your usual details here. A quick confirmation of your details to make sure they match before you proceed. The first screen you see after making your payment is this screen, Trading Rules. At Finotive, we support responsible traders who show talent for trading. We do not support traders looking to cheat the system or who trade with a gambling all or nothing mentality. We therefore have a responsible trading policy for traders to abide by. Full rules, read the terms and conditions. So that's fine. We're not looking to gamble here. We're looking to be responsible traders, so not a problem. A whole bunch of other rules here. They require a stop loss to be in place on every trade. You have up to 60 seconds to place your stop loss once you've entered your trade. You have a minimum distance on stop loss. Let's confirm and continue. You need to verify your identity with Finotive before proceeding. You have to say whether you're in the USA or not in the USA, basically. So all countries except USA, because I'm in the UK here. It's quite a lot to go through to get verified with these guys before you even take the challenge. That's interesting. Normally verifications after the challenge. But I have seen this before. Blue Guardian do it, but their accounts were instant accounts, so that made more sense. So it looks like they want phone verification, identity documents, a liveliness check, and they'll ask some questions. The phone verification was simply a matter of them sending you a number for you to type back in. I'm going to select UK driving license here. Okay, so I can't access my camera to verify because I'm recording the screen and myself at the moment. Let's see if we can do it on the phone instead. Not that you can see it here, but I'm taking a photo of my driving license, front and back, on my phone for the verification for these guys. The liveliness check was just putting your face in the picture and looking around in a big oval shape like that to fill the whole area. Now we're back on the PC to select our address. We're in the UK here. I think we've completed the verification process, although it still says pending. It says your profile has been verified. It just needed updating, so now it says proceed. That's a bit confusing because it still says pending, but also says proceed. Clicking on proceed says your profile has been verified. Can't click on anything else, so I assume it's done and just needs refreshing. It's pressing F5 on your keyboard to refresh the web page. Seems to have fixed the problem there. Identity says approved now. Now we need to sign the agreement. A whole bunch of information here that most people are probably not going to read. Let's have a look through. I have to admit, there's no way anyone in their right mind is going to read all that. You basically just click sign agreement at the end and it takes you to this new screen. That was quite easy. It's an extra step you wouldn't normally expect to do when just purchasing a challenge account, but at least it means the KYC information is all done in advance. You don't have to worry about going through all that should you request a payout later on. So here's our brand new fresh account. We're in stage 1, 0 profit progress so far. We have our MT5 login details, and there's no stats there because I haven't started trading this account yet. My first time on dashboard, we've got a message saying they've redesigned the layout. We haven't been here before, so it doesn't really matter anyway. We'll take the tour. So you got the rules section, rule indicator, rule details, account stats, any open trades, your performance chart, risk calculator, how to use the calculator, we'll be looking at later. One-click trading, and we're all set. So now on our dashboard here, I wasn't able to log into the MT5 account straight away. We'll have another look after. I'm going to click on terminal, see if we can log in on this side here. We've entered the password, and we're in. So we can log in on the terminal side here. Just can't currently log into MT5, but that's okay because I wanted to trade it on their own terminal anyway. Initial thoughts of the terminal, it seems pretty nice. Just having a quick move around, everything scales and moves like you'd expect it to. Currently on EU on the H1. There's a little watch list over here which you can quickly click through. That's all pretty nice. Again, it looks like a skin over on the TradingView platform, which is fine. A few bugs on the drawing side. Left mouse moves the chart around, but if you have for example, if you have the end of the line selected at the same time, it goes a bit crazy. I guess you need to make sure you haven't. I'm actually just trying to move the end of the line, but it's moving the chart around as well. That's quite funny. I quite like that. So it turns out you have to click on the line first and then select the points. That makes sense. But just clicking on the point and moving around, there's a little bit of thing that needs fixing. But it's no hassle. Click on the line first, then move your points around. Whereas normally we just click on the point and move it around. But it's obviously got two functions because the left mouse also moves the charts around. Click on the line first, then move it. Problem solved. Drawing the fib on works fine. Don't like the colours in that, so let's get rid of that. Let's have a look at this risk calculator, see how that works. Some things need a little bit of work, I think. We're on USD CAD. If we want the risk calculator to come up, it should really have USD CAD on there. And then you just type in the price in, but now you can't see the price because the risk calculator is over the levels. We can solve that by undocking the risk calculator here, which allows us to move it over. So now say we wanted to do a short from 1.3620, let's try that. So we can do a sell order. Where are we going to put the stop loss? Let's put it all the way up here, shall we? 1.365. So the risk is as a percentage of your capital, by the looks of it. Let's change that to currency because I'd rather enter the actual value. We'll let us risk $10 with an entry price of 1.362, stop loss 1.365. No take profit option. Okay, it's going to take a bit of getting used to this, I think. Lot size 0.05. So you can just use that to calculate the lot size and then enter the trade yourself. Okay. You don't actually enter the trade using this, it just calculates the lot size for you here based on that. Doesn't look like there's a risk reward indicator that you can draw on the charts here. That's a bit disappointing. You know the one I mean, where you've got a green and a red section. Pull out and calculate the risk rewards. We're just going to put some horizontal lines on where we want. That's going to be our entry point. Select style, select color. So there's our entry point. There's my stop loss. Let's bring up that risk calculator again. Now we've got actual values here. So we're doing $10. We're doing a sell order. We're entering at 1.36232. With stop loss 1.36669. So it tells us we need a lot size of 0.03. We can't place the order here. We can copy that lot size and close the risk calculator. Then we put a new order in. 0.03 was the lot size. This will be a sell limit order. So at least we've got a line here we can drag so we don't have to type the value in. Same for stop loss here. Once you click that, it brings it up and you can drag it to the line here. So risk calculator is just calculate the lot size for you. From here we can now enter the take profits as well. So that's okay. We just need to remember to put our lines on and enter the values for the risk. Selecting the sell limit order here. So on this trade sample, if the market comes back up to this level, stop loss is above here, to reject back down to the take profit. It's only a test trade, don't worry about it. So I think we're good. Place order, and it says it's done. We'll click OK. The order is down here at this bottom here. Let's see if we can get it to display on the charts. So if you click on these three dots up here, you can go chart settings and tell it to display the chart history, chart positions, chart orders. There we go. So if we move those lines out of the way slightly here, you can now see the trade is active. So we no longer need our lines. So we've entered a sell limit order at this level here, with stop loss above here and take profit down here. Hopefully that should just be risking $10. The trade is displayed down here as well. And that's it. So yeah, it would take a bit of getting used to, but yeah, that's okay. I quite like that. We're one-click trading here. So if we knew our risk was $0.03 on this example, we could sell once we get to this level rather than sit in a pending order. And then remember to pull out the stop loss. As Finotive say, you've got 60 seconds to place your stop loss. And that's it. We'll come back once we've done a few trades and see how the account's doing. All in all, a good experience. A few funny bits. Verifying identification first, although that's fine. I wasn't expecting it on the challenge account. A few little quirks on their own little chart setup here. Nothing we can't work with. Would have been nice to have the red and green risk reward indicator here that we could just draw on the chart rather than having to put our own lines on to mark out levels. Maybe that's something they can add. Drawing a box is fine. This whole thing where it moves the chart with the left mouse, I need to sort that, I think. You just need to remember to click on the item you're trying to adjust. Really, that needs fixing. It's not a game breaker, it's not the end of the world, just a bit annoying. Can't copy and paste these or hold control and duplicate, so you have to draw each one separately. Again, not the end of the world, we'll get used to it. Here it is with the levels marked up. You must remember to click on the items first before, otherwise if you try and adjust them, the whole chart moves around. That is really annoying. Apart from that, a good experience, and we'll see how it plays out. Might leave that trade on a little bit. Then again, we've got news in an hour and a half, so I probably shouldn't. Still unable to connect to the MT5. Probably my fault for not selecting Finotive Markets first on MT5 here. So yes, it was my fault for not connecting to MT5 properly. So we're now connected, and you can see the trade we placed earlier is showing as well. You can drop that on the chart and have a look. There we go, all positions matched up. I'm not convinced I want to trade it on their trading platform when I can just use MT5 here. I've got my own risk calculator here. I've got my risk calculator here from Earn4X, where we can just enter those values. Let's see if it gives us a similar amount if we enter a £10 risk. And it does. As you can see, the lot size 0.03. A bit easier to use because you can just drag the lines around, place your trades that way. So to be honest, I think I'd probably just stick with placing on MT5 for now. But it's always nice to try other platforms. I do enjoy experimenting and having a little look around. All in all, based on my experience setting up the account here, I would recommend Finotive Funding. I'm happy to trade an account with them and see how things go. Looking for the webpage and watching the video, they like to come across as very honest and forward with the facts. And from what I've seen, that does seem to be the state. Nothing's hidden, everything's available. And that's it for now. We'll do updates as the account progresses. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.